Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Oh dear, what a frightening and yet terrifying situation that our friends have now found themselves in, as I sure do hope that something changes between them soon, because while I fear that with the Saiyans struggling to make the most of this entire ordeal, if Goku Black continues with his onslaught without any pushback, especially if our heroes start to crumble one by one out there against such a fearsome enemy, then I'm afraid they will all be destroyed by the very end of this battle, along with the entire planet that they are currently fighting to protect as well.
As our story now continues, following the initial events of Makaioshin Goku Black now shown on the attack by going directly after our heroes one by one, as with Makaioshin Goku Black now shown having to target Beast Gohan by from that point them being shown having to knee Gohan in the ribs, was when Makaioshin Goku Black went on to respond, "Ah yes, feeble Saiyan, for your screams are like the sound of music to my ears every single time I go and inflict more and more pain onto your fragile little mortal body. It hurts, doesn't it, Gohan? Did I not go and promise you pain and suffering before your father and your other little mortal friends had arrived? Yes, I did, didn't I? Well, was I wrong, Goku Black questions? No, I wasn't. But how ironic is it that it was after watching and studying the things that you went and did, which ultimately led me into becoming who I am at this very moment in time against you. It's quite poetic since this was something that I should have went and did a very long time ago, but now that I have become all that you mortals have grown to fear, Black proceeds upon being shown grabbing onto Gohan's face, I don't plan on relinquishing any of this anytime soon. And guess what else, Goku Black questions? Before I put an end to your life, I am going to bleed you all dry so that way you may always remember the horrors that you've all went and put me through. But it was only then during this time, unbeknownst to Goku Black, with Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku shown dashing towards Vegeta, was when Goku then went on to cry out, "Vegeta, I need you to hurry and listen to me right now because we don't have all of the time in the world to go and pull this off right now, and so I need you to hurry and just do this with me so that way we can go and put an end to this nightmare once and for all. So please, I need you to hurry and put this Potara earring on your ear now while he isn't looking," Goku adds, "for it's clear to us now that we can't go and beat him like this, and so there's only one other way for us to go and do this. There's no telling on what will happen between now and whenever he decides to destroy us," Goku continues, "but if we go and fuse into Vegito, then we can use the memory that we've retained after fighting Merge Zamasu and go all out from the start instead of having to drag our feet within the mud and put an end to him once and for all. But if we are to honestly go and do this, then it must be done right now, and so please, Vegeta, what do you say?" With Vegeta responding, "Oh, how could you, Kakarot? You know how much I despise joining bodies with you. Oh, but how are you so sure that this is even going to work?" Vegeta questions. "And just how in the world did you even go and manage to get a pair of Potara earrings anyways?" With Goku responding, "I'm not, but it's the only shot that we have right now, Vegeta, as the Potara that you were shown knocking off Black's ear and the one that Zamasu had been wearing that he gave on to me to go and use with you was how I have a pair, and so now please, Vegeta, we're running out of time, and so we have to do this. this. You worms could never understand the rage that burns within my very soul in knowing of the things that you had went and did to me, Black continues. Because now it's your turn to go and experience that very same pain that I had felt, although wait a minute. Why have those fools suddenly stopped trying to fight me? Black went on to then look down below by questioning. What are those mortals possibly talking about down there that's more important than engaging against weights? Hold on now. What is Son Goku handing on over to Vegeta? No. But how? Black went on to then furiously question. But of course, one of those Potaras belongs to me while the other must have come from the other Zamasu. No, I cannot allow for them to go and use fusion on me like how they were shown facing me and using it before again. They cannot go through with merging together as one like they were shown doing before, for I will not stand to try to have them get the better of me like they have before again. Black went on to then release Gohan by then dashing on down. Oh no, you Saiyans don't. You will not be afforded the chance to fuse with each other again. To which seconds later, within that very moment, as Makaioshin Goku Black was shown having to clothesline both Goku and Vegeta, was when Goku Black then went on to continue. You savages have went and crossed me for the very last time. And although I will admit that you almost had me, if I didn't go and turn my attention towards the both of you and seeing what you were doing, then the two of you would have been successful, but you Saiyans are dreaming if you honestly think that I'll go and allow for the two of you to fuse ever again. Not this time, you won't. As you Saiyans are out of your minds if you think that I didn't come ready against you, which also meant always being ready for whenever you went and decided to go and use fusion. And now that I tower above you all in power, I could never allow for myself to ever have you mortals go and fuse against me ever again. As I will go and use everything within my power to see that it never happens while you perish in battle against me alone. But then, it was only just when Goku Black was shown having to attempt to strike Goku, with Goku being shown moving out of the way before having to knee Black in the face, was when Goku then went on to respond. Well, one way or another, you might have the edge over us now, but you and I both know that this isn't going to last very long, Black. And since you appear to be forgetting about who you're dealing with by having to take all of us on by yourself, Goku adds, it's only going to be a matter of time before you are destroyed, with Goku Black then shown having to lower Goku's knee by then responding, oh, is that so? And just what was that supposed to be, Son Goku? Surely that wasn't your best now, was it? Because here, Black adds, allow me to go and show you on how to really utilize your body in battle, to which as Goku Black was then being shown on the offensive, it had only now looked as though Goku had absolutely no chance in having to counter Goku Black, as Goku Black then went on to continue. There, are you able to now gain a better understanding on the difference between our power despite sharing the exact same body, Goku? As I always went on to tell you that we as gods are capable of far more than your puny mortal minds are able to understand. And such is the case with what I have become now, Son Goku. The very embodiment of fear and power itself. And as long as I remain with everything that I know and with all that I am able to accomplish, Black continues, you will forever be casted down to always live beneath my shadow, mortal. And don't think for 1 second that my wrath will end here with you, because once I am done handling my business here and destroy this world, then my next target is going to be that annoying little god of destruction, Lord Beerus. Yes, and since he may in fact be the most troublesome among the bunch, I'll go and make sure to enjoy every moment of it. As once he's out of my way and with this universe destroyed, then it'll be on to the next and so on. But then, it was only from out of nowhere now behind Goku Black where a gigantic Hakai energy ball was then shown making its way towards Goku Black, as Goku Black then went on to respond, what the? Oh, Vegeta. Getting a little impatient, are we? And do you honestly think that by aiming to erase me is going to work in your favor, Black questions? Because I regret to inform you that it won't. Black went on to use a force attack by having to stop Vegeta's attack in place. Or maybe you must have forgotten that I am a god, you foolish creature. And since I am a god by blood, my knowledge on what it means to understand the nature of destruction far exceeds your primitive mind to comprehend. And while your display of destruction is quite surprising to say the least, it is nothing that I cannot already handle. And so how will you possibly be able to destroy something that is already far above your very nature to contend with? To which in the meantime, back down below, as Goku is now starting to awaken and having to look on over and questioning Broly's status, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Oh, this is just bad. Now what are we supposed to go and do? Hey, wait a minute. It's Broly, and he looks like he's still alive, but it also looks like he's in pretty bad shape too. Hold on a second now. Yes, of course," Goku then went on to say to himself. "He's the only one left who could help us make a difference out here against that monster, and, well, although this may in fact be a long shot," Goku adds, "I still have to go and try because it's better than just sitting around here just waiting to die. And so it's worth to try because I know that with his power, nothing would slow us down. Hey Broly, listen," Goku then went on to crawl towards Broly by responding, "because we don't have a whole lot of time on our hands here, and there's something that I'm going to ask of you that, well, I'm going to need you to go and do with me, and so please just listen, for it's the only option that we have left if we hope to destroy that monster for good. So, remember when I went and told you that I was going to show you that cool little fusion dance that me and Vegeta had went and used against you when we fought you on Earth? Well, we really don't have any time for me to go and teach it to you, but there is something, however, that I want you to go and do for me. Because you see, there's another fusion method that you have yet to see, and this one here, well, it simply involves having to put on a pair of earrings for it to work, and I only have one pair. And so all I'm asking for you to go and do," Goku went on to then respond, "is to put this earring on so that way you and I would be able to join bodies for a little, as well as creating a new warrior with enough power that'll blow that monster away for good. And so now there's no telling on what the outcome of our fusion is going to be, but, well, I'll need you to go and try and remain aware and focused so that way we can all go home. And so now here, I'll need you to go and put this earring on right now." To which back on over in the meantime, when then going back to Vegeta as Vegeta was trying to push his own attack back at Goku Black, was when Vegeta then went on to respond, "Oh, damn that monster. I'm barely able to move him from his current place, and I'm seemingly losing more and more ground here as he continues to try and push my attack back. And if he continues to push me back like this, then he'll end up destroying me with my own attack." But with Beast Gohan then shown having to join Vegeta, was when Beast Gohan then went on to respond, "Hang in there, Vegeta, I'm right here alongside with you, okay? And I think that Black knows that if we unite our power, would it only go as far as to destroy him, which is something that he's trying so hard in not letting happen." Well, yeah, I know that," Vegeta responds, "but just keep pushing no matter what happens, because if we can somehow find a way to combine our attacks, then it just might take effect against them and finally rid us of this headache once and for all, and so now keep pushing." "Oh, so this is what you think will work," Makaioshin Black went on to then smile by responding. "Do you mortals honestly believe that trying to outnumber me as I currently am is going to work? Because you can only continue to dream if you think that any of your combined efforts will be enough to stop me, Saiyans. And if you truly think that somehow I may be bluffing here," Black adds, "well then I want you both to remain where you are, and I'll show you on why that couldn't be further from the truth, you little worms. As if any of your powers will be enough to wipe me away from the face of existence. No, never. And so now watch," Black went on to then blow Vegeta's attack by then responding, "watch as I show you both what it truly means to wield the power of a god, as I blow you both away and rid you from this world forever." But then, it was only shockingly enough now from out of nowhere, in between both Vegeta and Beast Gohan, was when Zamasu went on to then finally re-arrive by then responding, "No, you are not alone here, and so as long as he remains, I will continue to fight this beast until my very last breath. breath. And so I can only hope that this works. Zamasu then went on to stick his finger out by then using his time ring and responding. And while I continue to stand before you, imposter, I will continue to fight you until the very end, no matter what it's going to take, as I will not have you get away with what you've done, you heartless monster. To which it was only upon this alternate Zamasu being shown having to use his time ring in sending Vegeta's attack back into another dimension was when Black then went on to continue. What's going on over there? Oh, but how? Curse that weakling of a Kaioshin to go and get in my way yet again, as I was too careless to have assumed that he would have been destroyed by now, but somehow that little worm was able to survive. And as long as he wields one of those time rings and being able to harness its abilities to counter mine, Black continues, I cannot ensure victory until he is absolutely and utterly destroyed, never to return or get in my way ever again, and so he must be the first. For I cannot allow for this to stand, and so I must ensure that he is the first to die, as the rest of them will soon follow. I'll curse that traitorous little worm of a so-called Kaioshin. I was too careless to have made sure that he was gone and gone for good, but now I'll make sure that he pays. Wait, what was that just now? A sudden burst of energy was then shown emanating from behind Goku Black. That power. What is that huge surge of power that I'm sensing coming from within that blinding light source within the distance? No, surely it can't be what I think it is, can it? Because that would be impossible. For Vegeta and Son Goku were nowhere near one another for them to have went behind my back and fused, unless, of course, they... But then, it was only now suddenly from out of nowhere above Goku Black where another light was beginning to emanate, with Goku Black then having to look up by responding, "Great, now what? Oh, for this one feels different. Almost as though... But of course, but how was that weasel able to break free and make his way here?" To which, surprisingly enough, from out of nowhere, with both Angel Cuss and Kaioshin Gowasu now making their presence known, was when Angel Cuss then went on to respond, "Well, since you appear to be confused and wondering as to what is going on, it was I who went and had broken Lord Gowasu free from his captive status. For so as long as you are without an assigned Kaioshin after giving Gowasu up in order for you to go and find another to replace him as your direct Kaioshin lifeline, I do not serve you and never will," with Gowasu having to then chime in, "And while your plans to go through with becoming Universe 10's official destroyer was nearly successful, since the alternate future Zamasu had went and declined your offers in joining forces with you in being your direct Supreme Kai, while you are still able to wield the power of a destroyer, you are not one by title after Zamasu had rejected you," Gowasu adds, "and while we are all gathered together here, we cannot stand to watch you go through with destroying any more mortals alongside those who are gods by blood." "But that's impossible," Black went on to then suddenly shout. "Whether or not that fool Zamasu had accepted my offer or not, you are still to follow my every command, Angel, and so why did you go and set this feeble old Kai free when I told you to have him remain in place? You lied to me is what you did, and so why are you both here? For I order you to take that Kai and return back into Universe 10 immediately, Angel. Right now!" With Gowasu then having to respond, "She will go and do no such thing, and while you stand there before us without the alliance of another Zamasu to aid you in your quest for control," Gowasu says, "heed my words, for what I'm about to go and show you symbolizes the very bond between Kaioshin and Destroyer, which was a balance that you've recklessly had gone and disrupted," Gowasu says, "as both your greed and your relentless pursuit of a misguided ideal will be your ultimate undoing. And should I go and step forth and reclaim my mantle as your Kaioshin," Gowasu went on to continue, "then understand that it will be with the intent to restore the balance that you have destroyed and stop your reign of terror for good. For this that you see here hovering above my hand is the key and the direct source of what it means to be connected to one another, and should I accept to be your Kaioshin," Gowasu adds, "then you must already know of what I'm prepared to do if it means stopping you, Black. And while this is not a path that I choose to go down lightly, but it is one that is dictated by the necessity of justice which I look to uphold." "No, surely you haven't lost your mind to actually consider on doing this now, have you?" Black went on to then question. question? And what makes you think that connecting yourself to me and being my Supreme Kai will actually be what works, Black Questions? What makes you think that you will truly be successful in defeating me here, Gowasu? With Gowasu responding, no, I have not, but if it means that I would need to lay my life on the line and wager my existence to ensure that this nightmare that you continue to put us all through is over, then I can only promise you here and now that although I may not be as powerful as you, Zamasu, I will undoubtedly find a way to slow you down if it's the last thing that I do. With Goku Black then having to say to himself, I'll curse that annoying waste of life and that backstabbing angel, for I was wrong to have went and assumed that she would be fully on my side, but alas, if I am to make sure that I can succeed, then I must go and rip that seal away from him as quickly as I possibly can before he goes and tries anything on me by using it, Black says. And so I cannot take any chances, for both Gowasu and that coward Zamasu must die first. As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of Goku Black's Resurrection Manga Chapter number 19 special then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something with all of our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing. As not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link it all down in the description box below and pinned comment section. Now I will go as far as to say that even though I am quite shocked to see Universe 10's Supreme Kai alongside its angel suddenly arrive to confront Goku Black, if there was ever a better time for our heroes to drive the final nail into Goku Black's coffin, then there is no other moment better for them to go and do so than this one right now. And while I understand that Goku Black by no means will be going down without putting up a fight, it appears as though we have a new fusion warrior who has just entered the fray, and so you do not want to miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video. As before you leave, do make sure to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as subscribing to UnrealEntGaming's channel in case you are new around here. We thank you all for watching and hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone, as we'll see you all in the next one.
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.